So hi guys, this is Chetan Puthar back again, and today I'm going to do an exclusive video which is called as price reading, or which is also called as addition of candlesticks. And now generally whenever we are trading into the market and when you're looking at the charts, we are trying to define and find out what is really happening with the candlesticks and the way the candlesticks move, and hence our decisions are based on the candlesticks. But there is a lot more things which are there into the chart which candlesticks don't tell us. Candlesticks, as defined by the Steve Nissen, tells us what we really try to do from that point of view is try to find out what are the different names of the candles and signify that what is going to happen with the market depending on the way the candlesticks are formed. Yeah, but there is a lot more things into candlesticks which are not apparently seen by everybody unless until you have been trained. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial for you about how to read a candlestick, how to read between the lines. So whenever we say, as we become a little bit more expert, we always say this, that read between the lines. So in the chart and in the candlesticks, there is always something which is called as read between the candlesticks. So I'm going to do an exclusive video to you, which is an exclusive material for IMS. Please do not share it outside the group, about how to add candles and how to make more sense out of candlesticks so that you can actually see in the chart. Which means that then you really don't need to remember more than 8 or 10 different types of candles into the market, and that should be enough. If you just quickly do a math and arithmetic in your mind about the way candlesticks work, so you will be able to understand a lot more into the chart. So let me give you a quick example about what the addition of candle means. What is that? You can see more into the chart, which is usually not very apparent, what is not taught in the books, what is not the theory part of candlesticks but more of practical part. So I'm going to teach you today about reading the candlesticks. And so let me start with an example first. This is the most basic example which I can give you. So this is an uptrend. So there is a green candle, there's a green candle, there's a green candle, and while there are three green candles and the trend is upwards, all of a sudden we realize and see that there is a red candle which is coming into play. Now typically if you look at Japanese candlesticks and if you look at go by Steve Nissen's definition, then this is what is going to be called as a dark cloud cover. Why? Because this red candle is more than 50% of this green candle. So here the bulls are into control, bulls are into control, bulls are into control, and all of a sudden you realize and see that the red candle gets formed and the bears are into control. So now let's try to learn and understand how price reading happens and what we really look at in price reading. So what I'm going to really do is I'm just going to consider these two candles at this point of time. I'm not going to look at these two candles at all. So let me kind of quickly rub these candles off, and so that we have a lot more clarity about what is really going on with these two candles, because these are the decisive candles. So I'm going to just keep a play on the green candle and the red candle, which is right at the top. And so this is the opening price and this is the closing price of this green candle. On the other hand, this is the opening price and this is the closing price on this red candle. So when we are doing an addition of candles, what we really are doing is I'm marking it down as addition of these two candles. So what we're really looking at is between these two candles we are going to draw the opening price of the candle. Yeah, so let me again rub these these 4 points and vectors. Let me rub these 4 points and vectors, and if we add these two candles, then this is going to be the opening price. Let me do this with a blue pen so that we are a lot more clearer. So this is the opening price, this is the highest price, and this is the lowest price, and this being the closing price. So now what we're going to do is we are going to use this as opening price, highest price, lowest price, and closing price. And let me draw a candle now. So if I extrapolate it is like this. First I extrapolate the lowest part of the candle, it's coming here, and the highest part of the candle, it's coming here, and I'm joining this and I'm making a skeleton. And while I'm making a skeleton, I am also extrapolating the opening price and the closing price. So the opening price comes here, yeah, and the closing price comes here. And when we are doing that, this becomes the real body. Yeah, and and while this is the opening price and this is the closing price, obviously we are going to make this candle a green candle. So when we are adding these two candles, which is a green candle and a red candle, it actually ends up becoming a inverse hammer or a shooting star, and hence it is a very very decisive candle. It is a candle which tells us that the bears are into control and there is a massive sell off into the market, and we should be getting out of our positions if you are going long. Yeah. So inherently a dark cloud cover is essentially a inverse hammer or a shooting star. So guys, let me give you a next example right now, and this example is an example of what we call as an engulfing candle. So this is a green candle, and while this is a green candle, the trend was essentially up, and while the trend was essentially up, you see a massive red candle coming into play, and it opens above the green candle and it closes below the red candle. It opens above the green candle and closes below the green candle. So this typically formation in the stock market is what is called as engulfing candle. But when we add these two candles, then let's see what really happens. So let's understand this a little bit more. So again, what I'm going to do essentially is I'm going to plot the open and the closing price of these two candles as one particular day. So let me see this. This is the lowest part of the candle. Yeah, this is the lowest part of the candle, and this is the highest part of the candle. This is going to be the opening of the candle, and where is the closing of the candle? This is going to be the closing. So now let me extrapolate it very quickly. Always draw. So let me put an addition sign. Always draw the lowest part first, and the lowest part is a dot here, and the highest part first, and the highest part is a dot here, and then I am drawing a skeleton, and once I draw the skeleton over here, I am putting an opening price over here. So this is an opening price and this is a closing price, and because the opening is higher than the closing, obviously the direction is down, and if the direction is down, then this candle ends up becoming what is called as a red body or a real body. And if you really look at it, you see that it is an inverse hammer. Yeah. So hence a candle like dark cloud cover and engulfing essentially is an inverse hammer, and inverse hammers basically means that the markets are turning around and there is a bear attack and markets will go down. Yeah. So now, what if you would ask me a question as to what is the difference between engulfing and a dark cloud cover? Engulfing is a little bit more acute candle, which very strongly signifies that the bears are into control. Dark cloud cover is not so much. To give you an example, the potency, I'm saying both of them are very potent, but the potency of engulfing would be about 100 out of 100. Dark cloud cover would be about 80 out of 100. So this is what is called as addition of candles. Now I'm going to give you an example which is a lot more bigger example where you are adding a lot more candles. So let me just show this example to you, and you'll be able to understand it a lot more better. So guys, let me give you a little bit more example about how potent price trading is, how potent addition of candles is, and this will be able to give you a look at what is not apparent into the chart. This will be able to give you a clarity and a thought process about what really goes on in the stock market and why the decisions are based on price trading rather than candlesticks. So but let's look at this particular chart. Obviously I've drawn it by hand, so it is not very accurate, but I'm sure you'll be able to get the gist out of it. So this is a downtrend from here to here. So there is a red candle and red candle and red candle, and all of a sudden you see what is called as a spinning top. So red candle price has been going down, red candle price has been going down, red candle price has been going, and this is where it stops. Then on the other hand, what really happens is then you see a small green candle and the price starts going up, and then you see a massive green candle which comes into play and the price starts going up. So this way the direction is down, this way the direction is up. Now let's do a price addition of this. Now from this, so if you really look at it from an apparent point of view, what you're really seeing is that there is a what is called as a spinning top, and because a spinning top is an indecision candle, and whenever you have a spinning top at the bottom, then obviously you are not very clear whether the market is going to go up or down. But whenever you see, so the 70% of the chances are that the price could go down if the spinning top is at the bottom, 30% chances that the price would go up. If you see a spinning top at the top, then there is a 50% chance that the market could go anyway. But now that we've seen this, now this is what is going to tell us apparently. But when we do an addition of candle, a different picture emerges, and let's have a look at this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles, and I'm going to plot what is called as an open and close on this. So let's do that. So first of all, we will plot which is the highest point, and this is the highest point, and this becomes H, which is the lowest point, and this becomes the lowest point, and this becomes the L, which is the opening price. This is the opening price, yeah, and which is the closing price, this becomes the closing price. Now let me draw a candle, let me extrapolate this over here. So this is the highest point, so I'm going to put a point here, yeah, and let me draw an addition sign here. This is the lowest point, and let me draw a point here. And when I join the highest and the lowest point, this becomes the skeleton of this entire particular group of candles. And when I'm doing that, I'm extrapolating what is called as the open over here, yeah, and this is the open, and this being the close, yeah. And since the open is higher than the close, then what I really see is that I'm going to draw a real body over here, and since the open is higher than the close, then it basically becomes a red candle. So the body is going to be a red candle body, and voila, what you really see is that this is a hammer. So whenever you have a formation which is price is going down and turning up like this, and you see an LRC coming into play, and if you join all of this, then what you really see is that it's a hammer. Yeah, it's a very acute hammer where the size of the length of the tail is a lot longer than the size of the body, and this is the way you add the candles. Now you could do this example for a bigger set of it also, and let me give you a little bit more complex example so that you understand it a lot more better. So hi guys, this is a lot more complex example of price reading and addition of candlesticks. Now let me just quickly explain this diagram to you. This is a red candle, and then there is a spinning top. So obviously the trend has been down. All of a sudden you see a green candle and the price starts going up. You see a spinning top again. Spinning top over here, 70% chances that the price will go down, 30% chances that the price will go up. Spinning top here, there is 50% chances of either direction. Again you see LRC coming down, and you see another one, and then you see a green candle over here. Now this typical formation is what is called as bullish harami, which means it's a pregnant lady. The green candle is the child of the red candle, and then you see a green candle, and then there is an LRC. Now let's kind of quickly try to add this, especially when the markets are retracing, and especially where you have charts of stocks which are mid-cap kind of stocks or Nifty Junior kind of stocks. You are going to see a lot of formation. This typical formation is also what is called as a double bottom. Yeah, so you are going to look at it from a double bottom perspective. So this is a bottom one, this is a bottom two, this is a lower bottom, this is lower bottom. So this is a double bottom. Now let's do an addition of that, and once we are doing an addition of that, again what we are going to do is we are going to take an open, high, low, close of this entire particular chart. So this is going to be the, let's say this is the highest point, yeah, and let's say this is the lowest point, yeah, and this is the open, and this is the close, yeah. So this is the open, this is the close, this is the highest, and this is the lowest. Now let's kind of quickly extrapolate on that. Highest point, first of all draw the highest point, draw the lowest point, join the highest and the lowest point. This becomes the skeleton of the candle, and on this is where we are going to form and draw a real body. So let's look at it from this. Now this is an closing price, so this becomes closing, and this becomes an opening price, and this becomes open. And obviously because the open is lower than the close, which means the price went up eventually, what it basically means that this real body is going to be a green real body, and this is the way we draw it, and this ends up becoming a very acute hammer. And hammer at the bottom of the chart signifies that price will almost always turn around and go up, which basically means that whenever you have a double bottom, you are actually looking at a hammer type of formation coming into play. Yeah, so this is the way you add candles. Now you could do this for any particular period of time, and you will be able to understand and see a lot more things into the candlesticks which you have not been able to see otherwise, right? So thanks guys, thanks again. This is an exclusive video for IMS. Please do not share it outside the group very strictly, and I'll try to make some more videos on this particular